Thailand has emphasized the need for common ground among ASEAN nations to respond to Myanmar's planned elections. The bloc's foreign ministers and representatives wrapped up talks in Bangkok today to brainstorm new ideas to deal with the crisis. It is the last of 3 meetings on the issue, hosted by Thailand over the past few days. The bloc stands firm on its peace plan for Myanmar, the 5-point consensus which makes no mention of elections. But Myanmar made clear its intentions to hold elections next year at a meeting with its 5 neighbours on Thursday, even presenting a broad timeline. CNA asked the Thai Foreign Ministry if ASEAN was ready to accept a post-election Myanmar, even if it didn't roll out the 5-point consensus.
With this development, ASEAN will have to find some common position as to how it will respond to the developments next year. Whether the elections will take place or not, I think the ASEAN member states are aware that we will have to come up with some common positions, either way, whether there is an election or whether there will be no elections. And of course, we will have to await for further details, further clarity on this issue from our Myanmar side.
And for more, our ASEAN correspondent Leong Wai Kit joins us live now from Johor Bahru. Wai Kit, what would you say are the key outcomes of today's meeting on Myanmar? Do you see it as a step closer or further from a resolution?
Well, Shah, I think at the very best, it is status quo because the Thai ministry earlier in Bangkok at the press conference had made it very clear, describing the talks as a consultative process. It's not meant to make a decision. It's meant for, as you said earlier, Shah, for the foreign ministers to throw out new ideas, brainstorm new ways to resolve the crisis. But as it seems, there does not appear to be any common ground even on those creative ideas. What I will point out is that in the last 2 days, Thailand's efforts in holding these talks may have presented ASEAN a new situation. The Myanmar army side has said that its foreign minister, Tan Swe, had met the Philippines Foreign Secretary Enrique Manalo. Of course, I'm still waiting to hear from the Philippines side, but if this were true, what this means is that out of all 10 ASEAN member states, the Myanmar military at the foreign minister level or at the army chief level has engaged with 5 of 10 ASEAN countries, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and now the Philippines. And it also then begs the question, is Thailand's efforts then paving the way for the Myanmar military to make further inroads into meeting more ASEAN member states and eventually going back to the ASEAN fold? I must emphasize that right now the unified position of ASEAN is that it will not accept Army Chief Min Aung Hlaing as well as the Foreign Affairs Minister Tan Swe back to the meetings.
All right, speaking of engagement, Wai Kit, ASEAN has renewed its push for inclusive dialogue with Myanmar. We know that the Myanmar military has been beefing up diplomatic engagement with the region, but would that include other parties like the National Unity Government?
Yeah, that's a good question, really, Shah, because the question of engagement is no doubt, it is important, but it's also important to know who are the stakeholders involved, because if you leave it to certain parties such as the Myanmar military to define these stakeholders, it may not necessarily involve State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi, whom Singapore Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan described as crucial to the national reconciliation in Myanmar. Now, earlier during the press conference, a journalist also asked what is ASEAN's plan to engage the Myanmar military's opposition. Now, take a listen to what was said and pay close attention, especially to the last line.
When we call for increased engagement with Myanmar, what we mean is all parties and all stakeholders in Myanmar. So that would, of course, include all stakeholders. But of course, we will support Malaysia on its efforts in trying to involve as many stakeholders as possible. And of course, it does not exclude efforts from other ASEAN member states to try and engage with whichever groups that they may have influence on.
So what this really means, very quickly, is that parties like NUG or certain ethnic armed groups which may not be included in the stakeholder meeting could possibly find a way in through countries that are closer to these parties.
All right, Wai Kit, thank you so much for that. CNE's Leong Wai Kit there, reporting live from Johor Bahru.